Yeah, this your boy Frank Gore, here with my dog Solo D. Shout out to Miami Sport Music.
You good? South Day style.
Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see me, orange and green, that's gang gang. You ready to storm 18? That's gang gang. Gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang. Gang gang, you ready to storm 18? That's gang gang.
Rep since a juvenile, I be where they throwing up using crowds. You know how that school get down, not taking no L's, we ain't losing now. Don't get it confused right now, I represent making these music sounds. They play me when they study in their dorm room, request me an Uber now. I be screaming Kane gang, across the world they be screaming out the same thing. We first to arrive and last to leave, we filling the sense of capacity. You know I won't change while you asking me, be throwing this you to the casket deep. Be all on the field like Sebastian B, rockin' Kane's well, I'm a fashion freak. Look, I be staying live on pipe down. Ass down life, it's a lifestyle. And like the mother schools, don't confuse us. We the only ones that really throw the you up. But Kane's fam turned up where you find me. Hit hard like I seen it go to Shanti. Try to reach a man D, they remind me that them Kane's right back in their prime.
Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see me, orange and green, that's gang gang. You ready to storm 18? That's gang gang. Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see me, orange and green, that's gang gang. That's gang gang. You ready to storm 18? That's gang gang. That's gang gang. That's gang gang.
La Familia, we reppin' West 12 and the Gang Gang. Them haters gon' hate cause it can't be us. In other words, that it can't hang. When it comes to the party and doing what it does for the Canes. We the Canes, man, and surround these parts and they're gonna bow down and have to tell you the same thing. We reppin' that line and you know it don't stop. Our DJ be reflex the cream of the crowd. We bumpin' that solo, we're dropping that drop. At 30 of the kick, I'll be closing up shop. You could ask about us at the Rock and I'm sure they gon' feel ya. We tailgate royalty, nobody get down like Kane boys and La Familia. Gang gang gang.
Gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang. You see me, orange and green, that's gang gang. You ready for storm 18? That's gang gang. That's gang gang. Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see me, orange and green, that's gang gang. That's gang gang. You ready for storm 18? That's gang gang. That's gang gang. That's gang gang.
We gotta make moves on these haters, like with DJ Dallas. Kane getting hard as the rock, Rock be the palace. It's a new Kane order, see some fashion sprayed across the atlas. Man, he gave us the turnover chain. Yo, Rick, we need a touchdown chalice. Some saying that the U ain't back, but we got something to prove. Stand back, I know you be seeing the cozy, he all in his groove. I might have to break the extinguisher out and spray the field like I'm John Rule. Seminoles getting busted in the tube, Gators know that the U is the truth. Striving for greatness is all we pursue. Win or lose, always choose, so up to you. I can say no other, do what we do. Watch them Thomas pop it off like a fuse. Competition is confused. We sit on the side on the muse. Snooze on them kings and you lose. Snooze on them kings and you lose. Snooze on them kings and you lose. Lose.
Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead, right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up? What's up? What's up? We back in the building, man. I had that thing on mute because I was back here on my what? I'm on my cane juice because somebody just said the first thing they said in the chat blew my mind right here. right here. Not a good day for recruiting so far. So we're going to talk about it a little bit. That's not necessarily the topic, but, we always go off the rails. Anyway, with all that being said, we in the building today. This is the hardest man working on the streams around here, man. We did a commitment today, which I thought went extremely well. My first one had a little mishap when it came to the polls, but from the time I went off to literally about 10 minutes ago, I've been working on it. So we're going to do some more. I may have one tomorrow. And again, guys, I know we Kane fans on this channel and everything, but it's more out there than the Kane. So we got to do more than that. All right. So we're going to make that happen too. Because at the end of the day, let's celebrate these young men for their accomplishment, getting the opportunity. And plus, we need somebody to beat up on anyway. Huh? You dig what I'm saying? So with that being said, somebody got to go to another team so we can break that foot off on them. Let's jump into this thing today. Let me get a couple of shout outs around here. As I always say, let me know. Hey, Chanel, look at her. She in the building. I already know. First lady through the smoke with the thumbs up. I guess she already let me know that everything looks good and sounds good. And we're going to get our guest on. Real quick. Hey, Chanel said the guys in the building. Yeah, it was a little mix up. You saw him. My man Orlando Kane said, yo, did I just see my guy V12? Yeah, he in the building, but we're going to tell you where he is. Coke Dog said it's going to be a good one. Doggone right, it's going to be a good one. Every time we step on, we get it on. All right. And John Wayne, I read this. You shout out. Hey, the last dude still be riding, man. I don't care. Tell me he had the song. That like the dude at the basketball court who got the basketball, so you got to put him on the team. All right. And anyway, let me see here. Said, what's up, Coach? What part of the city you in? I'm in Orlando actually now, but I'm from the CC, baby. I'm from Carroll City, man, so that's what it is. So anyway, with all that being said, let's jump on this thing. Let's get this thing going. Got two of my guys in here. Hopefully we have another one if he ain't out there making it rain. And let's bring these guys in right now, man. Big shout out real quick before I introduce them. Solo D, who give us the intro music every week, as well as the sponsor for the day, and Alex Tabio, who is part of Certified Home Loans. All right. If you want to do anything when it comes to home loans, VA loans, conventional loans, FHA, anything dealing with homes, just give them a call. It's worth it. It's free. And he always picks up the phone. Trust me, man. So with all that being said, we in the building. I got my man V12 up here and my man D Streeter from Caneville / Footballville. V12, talk to us, man.
Hey, we talking about V12, a.k.a. B Dulce, Coach Hayes. B Dulce, right? That's for Espanol. B Dulce today, all right? Hey, I'm live from Tamarindo, Costa Rica, cuz. Hey, Coach, you know how we do. I told you I'm coming. You told me when to be on. I'm on Central Time for my dog, Coach Hayes. B Dulce today. And guess what? Hasten Ellen, muy bonita. Hasten Ellen, muy bonita. Hasten Ellen, we live, cuz. What's up, Streeter?
What's going on, bro?
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to see you again, my brother.
You too, man. Trying to get X up in here with us, man.
Hey, we in the house, bro.
So look, man, we out here chilling, man. My dog in Costa Rica, right? We might have another little side guest over there too, man. He might come on. I think he was busting down a plate for a few seconds ago. But Street, what's up with you, man?
Chilling, man. Looking at these commits today, man. Watching these kids go everywhere, man. Watching these high school kids, man, partnering with companies, man. Like, bro, it's on, bro. Like, it's on and
popping. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We definitely going to jump straight into
it. Bro.
Look at Terrence Jenkins talking about D. D need to get in touch with you about stock. Hey, D already working my $12.80 in my Bitcoin, dog. If you ain't been on it, I've been jumping on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Coach been having to take his shirt off right here to get them $12, but I got to happen. All right. But anyway, let's jump into this thing, man. So let's do it. Let's not do a little recruiting piece out now, because I know that's what's on everybody's mind.
Coach,
go ahead, V12.
Coach, just because I want to make sure we introduce Esquire extraordinaire. Come on in. My homie, he got any legal advice you need. Hey, TSU grad. That's Tennessee State University grad. My homeboy, Esquire. And he Ohio State fan though, but he rode with the Kane boys. He gonna hop on with us about this topic, man. My homeboy, Dana Smoot. Holla at him, Smoot.
How y'all doing? It's good to be here, Coach Hayes. Been down with you from the start. I'm down with you now. Let's make it happen.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Hey, so look, we're gonna definitely need some legal advice because when we start talking about some of this stuff, and I don't know, your expertise, and of course, it's all different facets to law, but when we start talking about these guys making money, what they're gonna do with it, what maybe some of the legal ramifications and so forth. You know what I'm saying? We may need to get some little insight. Let me take my logo off your face. There you go, so we can see you, man. So anyway, we got one more in the building, man. We got X in the building, man. X, talk to us. What's up with you, man?
What's good, family?
Hey, man, like I say, dog, we on CP time, dog. That ain't Costa Rican Pacific time. That's my man right there.
All right.
So let's get this thing rolling. We got 50 in the chat. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this thing rolling. Let's talk real quick because really the show is about name, image, and likeness. But let's talk a little bit. And I'm going to start with you, Streeter, since you brought it up.
Hey, Coach, hold on, Coach. I'm going to cut you off, man. I just want to do a challenge for you. You my dog. Listen, if we get 100 in the chat, V12 going to hit that pool, close all the way on. Come on, man. Can we get 100 in the chat? V12 going dolo in the pool. Y'all see me. 100 in the chat for my dog. We going solo. Hey, I'm loco crazy around here. Let's go for my homie.
That boy loco. All right, so here we go. So let's talk about the street recruiting. All right, so I did the thing earlier today, the commitment video with Zane Durant out of Orlando, the 4-star defensive lineman. He decided to take his talents to Penn State to what do they call it up, the state college or something. Yeah. So talk to us, and then of course we also, I guess, lost the war with Jacoby Spells out of American Heritage, the cornerback to West Virginia. Right. What's your take on those two guys quickly?
Zane Durant. I mean, we thought we was getting Zane Durant. He left Miami. Said he had to go back talk to his family. He had a good visit at Miami. Then he went on the official to Penn State. I mean, and came back and it was over. Earlier this week, everybody started saying in our chat, in our private group, they were saying, "Oh man, we may be losing Zane." You know what I'm saying? But we was talking about it, so I didn't expect him to come to Miami. Spells, weird with Spells. Every time I would catch Spells anywhere, school, he had on Miami Hurricane stuff every time, and it felt like he was going to Miami, but logically, to some of the things he was saying, even when he came to the show, he was saying his mom wanted him to leave the city. And also his coach, man, his defensive coach played at West Virginia. So anytime somebody in-house is kind of like there to pull or give you insight on the school, it can kind of be that. Because he had this locked up fast. He had this decision fast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so
with Spells,
you in the game with an X, and I know you keep your ear to the street when it comes to a lot of the recruiting stuff, man. Do you agree with D, or you got something to add to it?
No, with Spells, I think like he came and did the show and talking to him a couple times. He just wanted to get out and do his own thing. He's one of the kids who want to create his own legacy without being a standard of any other school. So, I mean, West Virginia, I don't know why was that the pick. Like if you're going to create your own legacy, you could create it at a whole bunch of other schools, but West Virginia shouldn't be the pick. But he's one who could, he felt like that was it with him. And the Zane Durant thing, that was strange, man, because we was at the Paradise Camp, and it was like all things was go with him. You know what I'm saying? He was ready, locked, loaded, and looking good out there. Told the coaching staff, you know what I'm saying, he loving it. He ready, you know what I'm saying, to make a commitment. Obviously, the commitment date was on July 4th. So, the staff felt comfortable about that. And then days, like 2-3 days before his commitment date is when all the chatter started with Penn State. And, these the battles you win and you lose during summertime. I think both of them still, although they both committed, are still open to other opportunities. Right now, I'm gonna tell everybody going crazy about we win certain games this year, we get who we want. That's it. A lot of the players trying to see how serious is UM is. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the buzz, but are we really every year y'all gonna get the top players. You know what I'm saying? Like, You're good one year, the next year you bad. You can't do that. You got to be good every year. So that's the buzz we got right now.
So let me ask you this then, and whoever want to answer.
Let me jump in real fast, Coach. So yeah, I agree with the fellas with Durant. That kind of came out of left field. I don't know why he would, all things where UM was the go. To kind of choose Happy Valley over UM, to me that's a little bit questionable. But again, Penn State is a big time program, and he's gone there. With Spells, I can kind of see him, like the brothers say, trying to forge his own legacy. I know you guys are familiar with this. There is definitely a West Virginia, Miami pipeline in which West Virginia, they also recruit a lot of guys from Florida, especially from the Miami. I know a while ago, one of the major coaches at West Virginia, Damon Cogdell, who played from the crib and played in Miami, was a coach there. So they forged that bond. So to me, it wasn't a surprise for him to go to West Virginia. Although, yeah, there's really not a lot there. Players who've gone to West Virginia has had a lot of success from the crib. So I'm not surprised that, Spells went to West Virginia, but Durant was definitely a shock to me.
Yeah. The Durant thing, like I say, I was almost 100% sure that he was going to come to UM, being positioned that they're going to have him playing. You know what I'm saying? He's what, 6'1.5", 250. So by the time he get in college, they put like another 20, 30 pounds on him. So just say 280. He's going to be that Greg Willis type that we had, you know what I'm saying, where he's quick, because he's real quick. When we seen him at the camp, like, he was quick off the ball every time he was doing the drills. And I'm like, dang, is he playing tackle or defensive end? They're like, no, well, when he get to college, he's going to be a defensive tackle. So Penn State, Penn State being, people saying, why would they choose? Penn State is still Penn State. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like not a program that don't deliver kids in the NFL. So
exactly,
they Penn State. You know what I'm saying? West Virginia, on the other hand, that's just a whole, like you say, they got a coaching bracket where they got a relationship with South Florida kids. It's been that way for years. So they're going to end up getting another linebacker from Gulliver. That Streeter boy. What's his name? Streeter, the linebacker from Gulliver.
You said the Streeter boy?
Yeah, the one that played with Carson on with Carson team.
What his name is?
T-double-D, y'all.
We call him a nickname. Because I've seen him play safety. He played safety his whole career.
Yeah. He's the type of linebacker that you've been looking for, Coach Hayes. Like, he could come out there and he could run, he could cover, and he could come and stick you. But he's another kid who don't want to be at home. So he want to go away. So you got the type of kids.
Lathan. The chat is saying Lathan.
Travion Lathan. Travion Lathan.
So let me ask you this: as I look at I'm gonna go and break down Durant. And so for you guys that didn't get a chance to see the WRE I did on Durant, it's up on the channel. I did it yesterday. We got 75 in the. We 25 away in the chat right now from Bitose jumping in the pool, full clothes on, and don't got a chance to take nothing out of his pocket. So if it's your phone in there, baby, it's tough. If it's your passport, you're out of there. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, but for me, Durant, I always thought that he was a 3 technique. Again, that is the new defensive end right now. He is 6'1". He doesn't have very lengthy arms, as I see. He looks like a real stocky kid, but I think he can definitely dominate when it comes to that. When it comes to that range right there in the 3 technique. And the beautiful thing about it, I've always said this about the 3 technique. You have less to do. You got a two-way go on a lesser athlete in an offensive guard. So it's better for you. As you see, Aaron Donald has actually changed the game. He changed the whole format of the 3 technique position. For Jacoby Spells, you know what? It's something going on back there because West Virginia got another guy that I did a WRE on named Mumu Ben-Wahad out of Georgia, who actually went to the same school as Jake Garcia. And he can play, boy. And he is 6-foot corner. So now they got 2 6+ corners playing at West Virginia. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's big right there. And again, they may need those kind of guys because remember, West Virginia play against passing leagues. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what those guys are looking at. They're looking at, look, if the dude going to chuck the ball out of 80 times a game, he going to throw it around 65. That's more chances for me to get a pick. There's more chances for me to do a lot more things, man. So with that being said, Streeter bounced out. Oh, I see him. He in the back now. So let me ask you this real quick, because I know V12, you're more than welcome to jump in. I know you've been traveling, so a lot probably been new, but if you got some, just jump right on in. All right. But X, let me ask you this coming up here. Somebody put in there Wesley Bassett might be leaving or whatever the case may be. What's your ear on the street when it comes to Wesley Bassett?
Man, Wesley, I mean, I'm a stick with it. Wesley Bassett gonna be a Cane at the end of the day. is basically locking him in as linebacker 1, and that's for generations. He gonna be locked in with it's basically like a Florida State battle, but UM going to win that battle out at the end of the day because he fits what UM trying to mirror at linebacker. He going to come in. He could cut I don't know if he'll come in and play right away because he's still light. You know what I'm saying? He's probably 200 pounds. So unless he come in early to get that weight, but he locked in with him. We're gonna actually do a mock class this week. About probably maybe 20 players who we feel like they'll be locked in with Obviously Zane Durant, and he won't be on there. Jacoby Spells, we all felt like it was shaky. Like we just kind of knew like he wasn't gonna be in that class, but we got three other corners who going to be locked in when we do the mock class, stuff like that. But Wesley was saying he's a Cane. It's a couple other players down from South Florida who I feel like that's not going to leave. You have a situation with Leonard Taylor last year. He's not going to leave his mama. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's not going to leave his mama. James Williams is not going to leave the crib. You know what I'm saying? They need that. Like that stuff is motivational for them. Right. They lock in with same with Cameron Kitchens. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all read the story he said about why he really wanted to come to Miami. He like, man, this is my house. It's my home. You know what I'm saying? You protect your home. You protect your house. So
it's the crib, baby.
Yeah. You have situations like that.
So Street D, let me ask you a quick question. And then
juice, boy. That's how you drinking that juice, boy. Go ahead on. Call me everything.
Oh, yeah, man. It's 4th of July, man. Everybody supposed to pull up.
Hey, I got a cane juice. Listen, let me ask you this real quick because this is a huge point. I'm gonna bring this in, and then V12, you jump on. Back to Durant. Having an opportunity, he got an official visit to Penn State because literally he was trending 100% to UM until maybe the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna tie this back to Quan Lee, for example, and I want to ask you a question. After you commit to a school, is that what coaches are afraid of? Coaches are afraid that if you go somewhere else, you get opportunity, get wooed by them coaches, and it change. Think about it. He's been trending to Miami for weeks, and in 3 days, that thing flipped. Is that what coaches are? Is that what coaches are afraid of? I.e., Manny Diaz with a Quan Lee, for example, Streeter.
When you say afraid, what do you mean? Manny got a rule. And I'm gonna talk to you about that. I got some word on that yesterday. But Manny has a rule. He has the rule, and the rule is if you looking, we looking. So when you say afraid, what do you mean? Explain it to me.
Well, when I say afraid, because there's some coaches that don't have that rule, and I guess what I mean is you implement rules so things don't happen, right? So therefore, that rule is put in place because you saying, look, you took a commitment from me, and I understand where he's coming from, right. But I take that commitment from you, right? And then guess what? All of a sudden, you go to visit these other schools, and your eyes get big as hubcaps, and now you're like, I'm decommitting and I'm going somewhere else. So right. Now it throws the recruiting off or pushes it back when it comes to Miami. So I guess my question is, when I say afraid, meaning that's why he implemented the rule that you don't want to have people commit to you, and you say, you know what, you go somewhere else, and it might be a little bit.
I think he wants you to be sure. He just wants you to be sure when you commit. So if you're not sure, don't commit. But I always tell you again, we're talking to 16, 17-year-old kids. I'm not sure what they're sure about. I was 16, 17 years before. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't sure about a lot of things. But what is actually going on? What is actually going on you have to look at the time and things too. These kids were down for like 2 years. They didn't get the visit,
almost
right?
like a year and a half.
Right. So they don't get the visit for a year and a half, and then the visits come back, and the take a picture thing comes back on steroids. You know what I'm saying? You got to be paying attention and have your finger on the pulse of what's going on. The taking picture thing turns into steroids. I saw somebody top 5 the other day with basketball. He had 3 schools and two leagues in his top 5.
Oh yeah. I see that.
So you gotta follow what's going on, right? You have to have your finger on the pulse. You got to see what's going on and be like, hold up, wait a minute. Okay, so these kids been down for 2 years. They all want to post pictures on their Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we need to revisit this rule. And I know it's been talked about. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been talked about in the staff because everybody don't feel that way. Some of the kids, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, we could have more commits, but the way they feel about it is hey, we jumped out there first. We had everybody here first. Be sure when y'all going out there and go see. You know what I'm saying? Before you commit. There's a few kids I could call out right now that could have committed. You know what I'm saying? But they were like, nah. Because they don't want it to be like, oh boy, I gotta fell in love, straight out of college, married my college sweetheart in 5 years. You like, man, it's the same old cracker. I want to. And now you turn into what turned into a good thing turns into what happened with Quan Lee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, in order for me to go see something else, I gotta shit on Miami. Right. So you kind of gotta let the kids breathe, and you gotta have a post. But I know it's been talked about with the staff. I know it's been brought to the table that hey, things done changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's not the standard anymore, right? So, for example, like I said, these kids, I mean, think about it. June 1st, it was almost like a war deployment, man. The airport, I guarantee the airport was like, dog, airport's usually on top of when events are happening, so they're going to up the prices. Man, them boys are working overtime trying to up them ticket prices, man. V12, you got anything to add to this?
Yeah, and you know, like Streeter said, we gotta recognize they're young men, and it's also a recruitment process. So as much as you can commit, and we may not like when someone verbally commits, they can also decommit. So you don't, unless you sign that paper, there's always the chance that someone else could decommit from your program. And again, I mean, you know, we've been down for 2 years. You know, it's like traveling again. These kids get a chance to go out, get on campus, explore different things. And you may have a Miami in mind, but then you go to a Happy Valley, and like somebody say, they barbecuing, they doing a PU barbecue where they barbecuing pigs or something. And you having a good time. And hey, they don't do it in Miami. They do conch salad and conch fritters. And in PU, they could be doing, you know what I mean, ribs and other stuff. So, you know, they're kids, and it's about football. So, I mean, you know, as much as we don't like when they decommit from our program, it's an opportunity for them to go ahead and decommit. We don't like it, but it's an option there until they sign that paper.
To piggyback on your question, Coach Hayes, about is they're scared. One thing I noticed, I think Manny Diaz, he been around with Mark Richt, you know what I'm saying? And when Mark Richt came, before Mark Richt, it was Al Golden, and UM was going through a trial where players would commit to get other offers. So Mark Richt kind of slowed it down a little bit, but Manny Diaz really stepped on it and said, well, look, this is not happening no more. So don't commit if you're still looking for other offers, because if you're looking for other offers, we're looking for other players. And he implemented that, and voila, you get the Quan Lee situation. You know what I'm saying? He commits, and he's still like, hey, I want to still take other trips, and now he take other trips. Well, they like, well, okay, you go ahead. You can take other trips, but guess what? Now we looking again. You know what I'm saying? So your spot.
And you know what? And you know what? It's funny. I'm going to move this thing on because I said we're going to be at 30. It's a touchy situation. Both sides are right. That's how I look at it. Like, both things can be true. And I really believe that, right? So I totally understand it and I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just look at it in the sense of, I understand from the player standpoint, like, for example, some guys don't have the leverage, and I'm going to talk about this last piece and then we'll move on, right? Some players don't have the leverage to be in the driver's seat of their recruitment. and some players do. There are some players who got hold of the steering wheel, and there's some players riding shotgun right now, right? Meaning there's some guys saying, I can pick the school I want to go to, and there's some guys saying, boy, I hope the school I want to go to pick me. And that's the big difference. Because like I said, I guarantee if James Williams said, I'm going to keep looking, I guarantee they're going to keep that spot for him.
That's a different level.
Because he's in the driver's seat. Because he's in the driver's seat of his recruiting. But Quan Lee, on the other hand, unfortunately, with the 3-star to this, and to me, those don't matter. But the on the face of everything, he's not really in the driver's seat. Didn't have a lot of recruiting hype from real big programs and so forth and so on. You know what I mean? Now, who's in the driver's seat? I'm just going to say this and we'll move on. I can't pronounce his last name, Lord knows. JTT, that's what I'm going to call him, the number one player in the class of 21, actually just committed today.
To Ohio State, right? He committed Ohio State.
And like I said, these other kids already on campus. This dude committed basically with the class of 22, and he's a 21 kid, but he was in the driver's seat. And we'll get in depth about that on another show about how he did that. But I was just saying it's funny how he did that. Anybody want to wrap up last words before we move on to the NIL stuff?
Nah, go ahead.
All right, cool. Let's jump into the big main event here. Name, image, and likeness. All right, what is it? What does it mean? What do we know about it so far? How are these young men going to capitalize on it? Are they currently capitalizing on it? Will it run out of steam? Will the new car smell wear off? And so forth and so on. Just a bunch of questions to this. So, Street, I'm going to ask you straight up, man, since you're the investment guru on this deal. Talk to us because De'Aaron King, again, University of Miami trendsetting, the first to have the major deal. What was it? Hunks Move Junk? College Hunks?
It was like a moving company. Him and Bubba Bowden. It was like a moving company. They move stuff or they'll come get junk out your house.
So what the boy doing with no shirt on or something? Football pants? I mean, what the boy doing?
Look like their colors was orange and green and white already. You know what I'm saying? It looked like it went right along with the you know what I'm saying?
So talk to us. I mean, what does this mean for college football?
You want the deep? You want me to explain the deep, or you want me to give you the watered down version?
Well, you can get as deep as you want. We just know we got more guests and we got to go around the table. But it's
I mean, what does it mean for college football? I think what these college football did was had some starving dogs starting to chatter and talk. Northwestern was trying to unionize, and if they were to unionize, that fight would have been against college football. You know what I'm saying? So college football was like, wait a minute, hey, hold up now, let them off their leash a little bit, and they let them go. You know what I'm saying? They let them go find your money. And they told them to go find their money. And now what they did was created individuals like they always do. They create individuals. You know what I'm saying? They make individuality. Infighting is what they created. Is it a good thing kids can get paid off their likeness? Yeah, it is a good thing. But then anytime you put money in anything, I mean, it can go good and it can go bad. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Right. So I think it's good that they allowed them to make money off their own Instagram. That is awesome. Every time I say it, it's like somebody punching me in the stomach. You know what I'm saying? That is awesome. That is awesome. But we all going to watch it play out. But it's great that our man was first. He was first. He invested in the business. He got a couple. Man, I talked to somebody yesterday, bro. They're saying up to about 100,000. De'Aaron King gonna clock in.
So, V2, talk to us, man. What's your stake on it? Looking at it right now. And again, if you want to bring Smooth in, you're more than welcome. But go ahead, talk to me.
Yeah, I think it's awesome for the college players. You know, I'm always for the underdog. And it's great that these college players, a lot of them starving, are able to capitalize off of themselves by using social media and other platforms. And I think the NCAA had to relinquish a little bit, because you think about this, one of the big things that players were dinged for, in which now they won't be dinged for it anymore, is being able to sign autographs. Remember, I think it was Chase Young. They had an issue with Chase Young signing autographs. And I think he actually got suspended from Ohio State for signing autographs. So now I'm a player, and I'm a big time player, or a small time player, and I can sign autographs and monetize off of that, I think it's a great thing. And so, like to Steelers' point, yeah, they kind of gave him a little bit, but like I explained to you, Coach, I think that opened the door for a lot more. So don't be surprised down the line if they may be unionized. So I think it's really, really good for the players. De'Aaron King is capitalizing as well with Bubba Bolden, and I also read that De'Aaron King and Mackenzie Milton in UCF, they formed some kind of partnership where Mackenzie Milton had the first. They got some kind of token, some kind of online art type deal, kind of like a Bitcoin type deal. So De'Aaron King is making big moves along with Mackenzie Milton. So I think it's a good thing for college football players. I mean, not only football players, but for college athletes across the board.
Got you. X, talk to us.
Man, I love it, man. We did the show the other day, man, Streeter, and I was like, I love it. Players need anybody being in college. Players can't have a job, so sometimes players have to wait a whole week to get money to eat and stuff like that, or get money to do what they want to do. Players need some money sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And they I love what King and them doing. He basically saying the percentage of my money going to go towards the whole team. When you have some of the players who are not getting that the big dollars, they still got to send money to their family sometimes. And he like, well, no, whatever I make, everybody going to make something. So you have that going on. I feel like it's gonna be great for college football, because now you're going to start seeing a lot of players motivating each other on a team, and even not on their team, but motivating on the opposite team, saying, hey man, this is an opportunity for us. Like he say, McKenzie and King, they play for a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even supposed to like each other, but they play for a rivalry. Guess what? They motivating each other to get more money. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a great opportunity, man, and I love it. Should have been done a long time ago, man. Dez Bryant lost a whole year because he ate dinner with Deion Sanders.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man. Well, let me do this real quick. I got to give love to Island King. And guess what, V12?
Talk to me.
Nah, you better hold your breath, cuz, because you finna go under, cuz. So tell Smooth, grab that camera.
We're looking like Coach.
Tell Smooth, grab that camera. We finna watch you go in. But before you do, don't take nothing out your pocket. Let me give Island Kane his love right quick, and we finna make this thing happen, man. As Terrence Jenkins say, pool time. Let's get to it, cuz. Holla at you. Hurry up and get right back.
What we got? Listen. And you can't, Coach, you can't hood with me. What are numbers, Coach? What are numbers?
They tell you in the chat right now. Look at that.
I don't have a chat. All right. Hey, there we go.
What was the goal? How many you was trying to get to?
100. See ya. Don't want to be you. Look at him. He like an old man running, man.
Splash.
I'm a dog. That boy out there wet around the ears. That boy wet around the ears. Hey, Smoot, I know you can hear me. If we get 100 likes, you next, my man. If we get 100 likes, next.
Hey, I didn't sign up for that. Hey, you get 300 likes, I go in.
Dang. Hey, James, we've been challenged by a Buckeye. Let's get to it.
Hey, Coach, I'm a man of my word, cuz. Hey, y'all, listen. I love it, y'all. Hey, listen.
Hey, real quick, though. Look at this. Look down below. Look down below. Look down below.
It's at 93.
It was 100. It was 100.
I believe you, Coach. It's all good. Hey, refreshing, Coach. Congratulations, bro. That's for you, man. That's how we do, man.
I appreciate it. All right, let's get into this piece, man, because y'all guys talked about this, man. So, like, De'Aaron King and this is what we may need Smooth, because we're going to start talking a little, maybe legal if he want to jump on. But
yeah, cool.
So some of these cats, man, are going out here cutting these deals. What do you think, and I'm going to ask you this, Smooth, since you just jumped on, what do you think is the most dangerous part about this deal from a player's perspective?
So let me give a quick disclaimer here. I'm a corporate counsel I am not a sports and entertainment attorney, but just from the, looking at it, I think the biggest issue is that kids can be taken advantage of, just like when anything else that comes with money. I mean, hell, grown-ups can be taken advantage of. So there could be some kids that are taken advantage of, and they could put themselves in some situations that may affect their livelihood later on down the line. When they become pros, they might have a deal that says, we're going to give you X amount of dollars now, but when you become a pro, you got to pay it back or something like that. You never know what could happen. And then I think an issue that a lot of people haven't thought about yet, because right now we're talking small dollars. So let's say you got an athlete that is making as much as a coach is making. So now you're not only dealing with a superstar athlete who's great on the field, he or she is also making a whole lot of money off the field too, and they start making more money than the coaches, and the athletic directors. I think that's an issue that nobody's really thought of yet.
That's a great point, Streeter. What do you think about that? Those points?
No. That is. It's a couple of those points out there that we're going to have to watch play out, and then it's going to be like, oh, we shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? Taxes. These kids making their own T-shirts. I mean, you got kids making their own T-shirts in hurricane colors, and you got I know Adidas sitting there looking like wait a minute. Like nobody ain't all at us, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody come talk to us. So it's a couple. It's a lot of ironing out they got to do. The NCAA is good for jumping into things, bro, and not really just jumping in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Street, remember the other day I was telling you the issue I was thinking is gonna be a problem is with the kids sign them contracts, because them contracts could be so decisive. Because it could be like a 20-page contract. And the kid ain't gonna read that. He gonna probably see, oh, well, they finna give me $15,000. Okay, well, where I sign my name at? You know what I'm saying? But then on page 20, it says, well, you can't sign with no other endorsement deal, or you can't sign with such and such, or
I hope that's not how that's.
It's gonna be a lot of them situations going on because that's just the business of contract dealing with music and sports. It's just that's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So you got some people saying, man, they finna give me $20,000. I don't need to read, man, where I sign my name at, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree with what he said. Like, yeah, that's gonna be the main issue right there, dealing with contracts.
It's funny you say that. These football players finna get these old rapping 360 deals, dog. You know what I'm saying? Boys finna start getting stuck. Talk to us, V.
Yeah, and coach, and like the fellas are saying, we're gonna have to have these individuals, these college players, they have to do their due diligence. And what may end up happening is the people, the higher tier players will have probably enough money to hire those attorneys, and to ever go through these contracts. And some of the lower tier players may be taking advantage, because we can all say, people are good, but at the end of the day, it's about them dollars. And we know how these record deals go. And you got a kid that's naive, and like my brother was saying, they're looking at 20 grand off the break just for your name. They signing deals, they may handicap them down the line, saying, hey, guess what? Yeah, I give you $20,000 now, but if you make it to the pros, we still own you. So we may, we capitalize off you going to the pro endorsement deals down the line. So it could be definitely a tricky slope.
Yeah, I think the NCAA might want to jump in and create a fund or some type of I don't want to say pro bono, but some type of some legal services for the students, that they can come and they can have somebody review their contract to make sure that they're being protected and at least explain it to them. Because there's some contracts that I read and I have to read 3 or 4 times because they're made to be tricky. I mean, if everybody was honest, we wouldn't need contracts. So I think you got to take that into consideration, that, and like you say, when you see dollars, all you see is the dollars. You don't think that somebody's trying to take advantage of you, or that, later on in life, how this is going to affect you. But I think that's something that the NCAA should think about, because they're going to have some issues on their hands, and it's going to be legal. Hey, he or she, they're of age. They're allowed to sign it. They signed it. They knew what they were signing. We asked if they had any questions. They didn't say they had any questions. We paid them. We held up our end of the bargain. Now it's their turn to hold up their end of the bargain.
No, that's real.
I don't think the NCAA going to. They going to be like, man, go take advantage of them. They don't care, because I don't think they really don't like this, because they're not going to be able to profit off of it. So of course they don't like it. So they saying, well, if you're going to take advantage of them, go ahead. We don't care. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to think about that's still an asset to them. They still want to protect their assets. I mean, because it's not saying that the players can't make money for the NCAA. They just get to make money for themselves now. So if you got a player who gets himself in trouble and now he or she is more worried about this contract that they got themselves roped into, and they're not scoring touchdowns or dunking the basketball or running fast, you know, and jumping high, then now they have a problem. I mean, they want to protect the $10 billion they're making. So if they take, you know, 0.01% of that money that they're making and put it into a fund that helps out the student athletes, I think that's in their best interest.
Yeah, and I think something in the ruling came down as it relates to the athletes, where the NCAA is going to make some kind of form available, sort of like the NFL symposium with the rookies, to have individuals, to have the athletes know, in a sense, you know, I'm not sure how detailed that's going to be, but I think in the ruling there was some kind of stipulation come down where the colleges are supposed to, I guess, enlighten or inform the players about, you know, I guess maybe some of the pitfalls and things of that nature. So not to show how in depth they may be, but you just never know.
Well, real quick, man, like I said, John Wayne had a great point up here. He says, or a deal for 6 years and not just college, like you said, and you guys alluded to it, where these deals now go over into your NFL career. And like you said, you go into the NFL, if that's the case, and say they bond you for 6 years at $100,000, but when let's say Aaron Rodgers, for example, he got Allstate, you're gonna pay him a couple million. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do it. You know, but anyway, it's a lot to this. My only thing is, when you make things like this, and I'm with X on this about the NCAA not really caring, because when you open the door to this, there are a lot of things that should have been thought of. That, just think about it, we're just a common man, dog. And we're thinking about these things. So, of course, the brain trust up there should have been thinking about it. Like, we're not coming up with complex issues here. We're coming up with day-to-day stuff that people know through living, buying houses, cars, contracts, just day-to-day living scenarios for these kids. So imagine, and like you said, none of us are sports attorneys or entertainment attorneys, with all that kind of lingo that goes on, or marketing attorneys, you know, with so forth and so on. Real quick, man, we banging it in the chat. Every time X come on the show, man, people start giving up cash, man. Big shout out to South Alabama came for the $20. Said, I took my profile pic 5 years ago, and my ex-wife at the time was Alabama fan. She took the pic of me standing in front of Nick Saban's statue and said, we can't take you disrespectful Canes fans. Well, nope. I love it. I love it. So I appreciate that. And another one, Brother Jay Blade with the super sticker for $1.99. I appreciate you, man. And I was just about to ask you the question. You dipped on me, man. So anyway, let me go through this. I'm going to give you a love here. I don't want to break the conversation too much. God, I can't get it out. Brother Jay Blade with another 99. I know what I'm talking about. Let's make it happen. So anyway, so the next piece to this, right? De'Aaron King had a very big point in the fact that he personally said he's going to share his wealth amongst the ranks. Okay, and I think me and Streeter were talking about that earlier about that shows real sign of leadership, right? Do you guys think the person who has, you know, the big time player, as they said, Reggie Bush probably could have, if he would have had this deal, could have made $3 or $4 million a year in endorsements, as I read. Does that create dissension amongst the ranks on the football field? Absolutely it does. It's going to be very, very difficult. You're already the star player. Now you're making bread like that, man. It's going to be. I mean, I'm not sure how it's going to manifest itself, but it's definitely hard. Star player and making probably essentially, you know, $1 million or $2 million. You know, De'Aaron King is a quality guy. He's a different type of guy, but we guys aren't like him all the time. And so hats off to him, man. I mean, he could tell he's a quality person. And he seems very humble. But I mean, I think it's going to cause a lot of dissension amongst, you know, a lot of teams, depending on the situation. If you don't have also a really, really good program and a really good head coach.
Well, I think that De'Aaron King is just a smart business person. Because if you think about it, those people got to block for him. They got to catch for him. They got to score touchdowns for him. I mean, all that stuff is wrapped around in it. And because if you think about it, if you're an offensive lineman, I mean, you got to be a great offensive lineman to really get a lot of play. I mean, back a long time ago, we had Orlando Pace, who's probably, one of the best offensive linemen ever. And I think he could have made money. But if they don't block for King, he don't make any money. I mean, and the Canes don't win in the game. So if you think about, hey, you making all this money, but I'm the one who's I'm taking pain for you every game. It's guys running at me trying to knock me down and hurt me to get to you. Then you should share the wealth. So I think it's a good business decision.
Hey, Coach, he said they had Orlando Pace. Who we had? Joaquin Gonzalez. Coach, give it to him.
No. We had Brian McKinney.
We ain't gonna name drop right here. Tell me about what Joaquin said, Coach. What
Joaquin said dominate, and we ain't doing that. I give him a heart for this, dog. Let's go.
Hey, but
I'm sorry, X. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're gonna have the temptation situation where you got somebody say, "Oh, this ain't nobody coming to see you. They come to see me." You know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna have that. That's gonna be big when for the smaller market teams. You know what I'm saying? You got the big teams where, okay, you say Bama, Bryce Young. I mean, he can't say that because everybody coming to see the whole team. They ain't just coming to see Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? But then you got a school like, just say SMU or something like that. They going to see maybe that one specific player because they like, man, the team ain't good, but we going to see the star player. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have that situation, obviously. But yeah, Derek King, he's a anomaly. You know what I'm saying? You're not really going to get that type of mature character out of certain players. Granted that he came to UM and he changed the culture of the program immediately. So everybody's starting to follow suit what he's done. It's rare, you know what I'm saying? For him to step out there and say, yeah, man, whatever I make, you know what I'm saying, the whole team gonna make. Because there's players on the team who might not see the game ever. They might not see the field ever, but they're gonna get a percentage of the money he's making. So that's great for him.
Cool. That's cool. Streeter, talk to us, man. You over there trading Bitcoin right now?
No. I was looking up because it's this thing is really about image and likeness. It really is because one thing. Okay, so I'm gonna get the point out across first. In the locker room, I think in the locker room it's already tiers. This is how I look at it. You're gonna add money to it. Money adds gasoline to anything. But in the locker room, it's already tiers. You got first string, second string, third string. You know what I'm saying? So they already dealing with competition in the locker room. It's players on second string think they better than the players on first string. So they're already dealing with competition. You add money to it, it may add a little gasoline or it may add a little pressure on coach. Like, coach, if you don't put me in the game, how am I supposed to perform? But let me make a point to y'all. This thing is really about name, image, and likeness. It's about your image. It really is. These two women basketball players at Fresno State, two twins, Cavender twins. Then they got like 3 million TikTok followers, right? They got paid. This thing is about your image and the image that you create and the persona that you create on your TV station, which is social media. That's what it's about. Is all the quarterbacks going to get played, like you said, Hayes? Yeah, all the quarterbacks going to get paid because college football does that for them. You know what I'm saying? They give them that platform and they make them big. But there's a young kid, Lamar Patterson, I'm going to have him on the show, 82,000 Instagram followers. He's going to walk right in. He will start getting paid in high school. Watch. So it's not necessarily about coach won't put me in, I can't play, or you know what I'm saying? It's about what have you done to help your image.
And it's funny you say that, Streeter, because I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people are tying this to gameplay, and you bring up a very valid point. I think if you are smart, the ones who can play, and the ones I think that's gonna make the super big money are the Heisman Trophy candidates. Those are the ones, like, imagine Joe Burrow going through this right then when he had hit that hot streak, right? Nobody knew who Joe Burrow was until that. Right. He didn't earn his way over 2 or 3 years. That dude caught fire, and bam, he was on every commercial, every this, that, and the other, blah, 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 didn't get $1. But you bring up a very valid point, Street, in the sense of if you are smart, you can use your platform to create a social media following, which is just as valuable as scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
For example, i.e., Destroying. So for those of guys who don't know who Destroying is, he was the kicker at UCF.
Yeah.
He was the one that kind of started this whole thing where he had to make a decision. NCAA say either you got to cancel your channel or give up your scholarship. He gave up his scholarship, and the dude is killing it right now. He was the kicker, but he used a platform, right, of being a UCF kicker, doing kicking videos, and he's super athletic. Like, this dude probably could have played anything but center. But anyway, I seen this dude do a backflip and kick the ball. Like, this dude nuts. So, but anyhow. And if you're watching Destroying, which happily actually he watched one of my videos and I pinned him, man. I appreciate you, man. He actually lives here in Orlando. I gotta holler at him. He can holler at me. I'll be watching his videos. But anyway, back to what I was saying. But back to what I was saying.
We had a kicker too now. We had a kicker too back in the day.
Juan Toro.
Shout out Juan, FAMU.
The bull. So anyway, but like I was saying is, if these guys are smart, use your platform to create another platform to get paid. And I say the same thing all the time, and that's part of branding yourself, right? You know what I mean? I remember watching when Flip This Houses and all that stuff used to be big, right? Because in the real estate stuff. And the guy on there played for Yale. And he always branded himself as a Yale football player. Like, you know what I mean? Not a real estate mogul. Yeah, man, people gravitated towards that stuff, man. And that's just where I am. Let me bring this piece up. I know I kind of left it open-ended.
I can say one thing.
Yeah.
If Destroying was in college football, right? He may be the most famous college football player in college football. And he did it to himself. And that's the point I'm trying to make. He may have been more famous than Clemson's quarterback, and he did that to himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so about that. The platforms can help you. The platform, the TV stations can help you. You know what I'm saying? But it's about your image and likeness. Like, what have you done?
Yeah, and then one more thing, Coach. It may just, we talk about these tiers. I think we spoke about it earlier. It may even the playing field for the second and third tier player who like Shooter was saying, you betting on yourself. So you may not be the best, stats and the biggest guy or the biggest girl. But you can market yourself while you're in college, while you're playing sports. It may even that playing field for them, so they may not be on the field per se playing and getting the spotlight, but off the field. But think about how many people. I mean, we know YouTube and social media is its own planet. So think about how this thing moves, and we don't even know some of these people, but the mainstream media don't really pick them up. So these kids can live in their own world and make money. And betting on themselves, like Student X say. I think that's a wonderful thing.
Look at your comment section about Take My Tail. Take My Tail was a year too late.
No, not a year too late. He's like, what, 2-3 years too late? Take My Tail be on you. I'm like, 2-3 years.
Take My Tail.
And here go the funny thing, right? The Logan and Jake Paul brothers, they would not have made that much money on Disney as they making now.
Nope.
They took the Disney platform, flipped it over, and kicked each other in the behind on YouTube, made funny videos. And because remember, YouTube is a platform for all, right? Football is a niche thing, right? That's why we don't have 10 million on videos in football. Why? Because think about it. As YouTube people on football, look who we cut out. We cut out young children, girls, and women. 99.2% of the people on my channel are men.
Mm-hmm.
But if he just stayed with Disney, guess who Jake Paul, he would only cater to who? The young kids of Disney. Maybe a couple parents don't because they watch it, but they don't follow him. But now that he doing all that stuff, he encompassed all of those different demographics when it comes to it, man. And that's huge right there. Let me look through this real quick. I want to bring this up because I thought it was a very valid point. And Bergie is in the building. I saw it got pushed through. I try to keep up with the comments. I can't. Bergie brought this up, guys. I want to hear y'all points on this. Masterpiece son signed $2 million deal with website at Tennessee State University, home of the Tigers.
Hold on. Before you get
go
there,
ahead. Go ahead, dog.
T is for Tennessee. S-T-A-U University. T-S-U. Make them say, Hey, what Mama Mia act? Hey, Mama Mia.
Don't forget about Mac. Mac just got out of prison, man, for doing what, 20-something years.
Yeah. And also, guess what? Shaq's son Don't be surprised at Texas Southern. We go give Texas Southern a shout out. The other TSU. Shout out Texas Southern. Where y'all at? HBCU.
Big shout out to those guys. So now
where you at? Eddie George, Ohio State. Eddie George.
That's real. So you gotta answer this question then. So right, and that's great.
Yeah,
so they sign a big deal. So they sign a big deal, right? In part because of who his dad is. That already brings notoriety, of course. So the rich get rich in this case. Let me ask you this. Streeter, you brought up a thing about tears. Well, yeah, I might be the first team dude, but I pour some gasoline when y'all boys eating at the training table over there, and like Derek King took his first day to where did he go?
To the wharf.
He was at the wharf his first day. Hey, Derek King sitting in front of the wharf like, I'm chilling, cuz. Hey, he should have took his center with him, but he didn't. He had to walk like this, like, look, bro, I'm signed. I'm big time deal. So when y'all boys go out and y'all boys walk into campus, I'm finna go jump in this Lambo right quick. That's more than gasoline, boy. That's a trigger to an atomic bomb, my brother. But anyway, real quick, man, V12, boy, you a fan. Yeah, boy, V12 gives me life, I swear. I see you, boy. Hey, Chanel laughing at you, my dog on it, man. But anyway, let me say this piece right quick. So how do you guys think the structure of that deal goes? Being Master P, who I think is a brilliant businessman, how do you think that structure goes? And I know he didn't let his son get screwed over, but what does that look like?
Let me start first before everybody else. I told Streeter the other day, I think it's Master P being Master P, man. You know what I'm saying? Master P maybe trying to launder legal money in his son. I seen his son play. I seen that son play basketball. I don't think that son. I mean, me personally, I don't think he's worth $2 million on a deal. But Master P is Master P. You know what I'm saying? Master P know how to sell water to a well. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's invested inside that company. Will say, well, you know what I'm saying? We're going to invest $2 million in my son, and this is how it's going to go. That's my opinion.
Streeter, you the investment guru on here. Talk to us.
I mean, Master P he's been talking about the deal for a while. I don't know, bro. I mean, I think business is business. Master P obviously can talk. He the same dude that went into record labels in the 1990s and said, "Hey, man, we want the deal and our masters." He could talk. You know what I'm saying? Like he could talk. So his son has somebody representing him. We saw what it said in the story: a company that wants to give back to HBCU leaders. I don't know. X got a conspiracy theory. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But we do know this about Master P. He could talk, and he has brokered deals before that we didn't think. You know what I'm saying?
That could happen. 85% is distribution.
Yeah.
Usually the other way around. 15-85. He got 85-15.
Right. So I mean, his son just happened to have somebody in his corner that can go out here and really negotiate a deal. Find these companies that want to get back HBCUs. I don't know, bro. It's a lot. That's a lot. $2 million. That's a lot.
So, hey, these boys here shout out. I'm gonna say this, V12 and Smooth. You got something to say in regards to?
Hey, listen.
T stands for Tennessee. STATE.
What's that? What that power do? Nathan,
my home by the sea, baby. That's what it is.
What that power do, Nathan? Cuz. But listen, escuchen por favor. Listen, I'm not gonna disparage Master P or his son. What Master P did, but like anyone else, it was brilliant. Okay, and it benefits everyone. It benefits Master P, his family, and the HBCU family in general. Not only Tennessee State, it benefits. It runs the gamut. Southern, Bethune-Cookman, FAMU, because it puts the spotlight on a basketball player, right? And I'm gonna take a little French X because his son was recruited by really, really big time schools, so he can play. I mean, his statistics ain't bad. And so for Master P to be able to say, hey, he's been talking about this for a long time, to give his son to stick with him and give his son the opportunity to make this money, I think is great. And then and another thing I want to add, it all depends on how the company is going to use this individual. From what I understand, it's like an internet-based company. So I'm sure Master P has it packaged to where his son would not be harmed, and it's going to benefit them and benefit the school. And guess what? We never thought that Lil Romeo would be one of the biggest things of what Nickelodeon and Master P made it happen. We thought Master P was done. He rolled from the ashes. So we got to give P credit, man. You know what I mean? Make him say.
By you saying that, listen, I'm gonna give y'all a little history with Master P.
Okay.
You know, he had to change the name of his company, his record label 3 different times. So he ended up losing the original distribution. Everything is digital right now. The company that his son just signed to with basketball can be his new distribution. You gotta think like Master P. Master P thinking he's trying to capitalize on something.
But that's business. I ain't mad. But here's my deal.
If he's doing that, I love it. I'm like,
yeah.
CP, you just made a gold mine, because now your son just got $2 million, and you finna start distributing your music that you own through this company. Now everybody finna start looking at that company.
That's real.
$2 million.
That's beautiful.
$2 million, because I'm not even sure, and that's from an HBCU. A player. I'm not even sure Mackenzie Milton and De'Aaron King signed for that much. Now, of course,
nobody ain't did that.
So guess what? Guess what happens now? Which may happen, may be an issue down the line, because now Master P has set the bar, and so when these other schools, the PWIs come in, they may say, "Oh, P's son, I think it's Hershey getting $2 million, and at Tennessee, or they're gonna say, oh, at Tennessee State, why can I get $3 million or this at my school?" So it may be like anything else. Price of this, price of these NFTs, you're talking about non-fungible token type deals, they may start going up as you shift to bigger schools.
That's real. So let me ask you this part, because Bergie brought up something. I want to clear this up because I was one of these at a long time. Bergie says, brilliant. He got Ricky Williams, one of the worst deals in NFL history. I'm going to answer that. And y'all can. No, but here we go. No, I'm not being funny, because hold on, listen. Because I used to say the same thing. And here's where I really respected Master P. Right. I really respected him as a businessman. All those years went by, and Bergie and anybody else that believes that, go look at Shannon Sharp's interview with Ricky Williams. Mm-hmm. Ricky Williams explained that deal. And what Ricky Williams said was, Master P and his company did not do that. I did that. I wanted to prove myself through these incentives, right? And here's the thing. So Master P comes on like the following week or maybe 2 weeks later, had never spoken on the deal. Even though he'd been hearing the rumblings, he comes on 2 weeks later and said, as a business partner with Ricky, it wasn't my job to go out in there and dispel the myths. I wasn't going to speak on it until he spoke on it. He spoke on it on your show, Shannon Sharp. Now I'm going to speak on it. He said, I presented Ricky Williams with 3 different deals. That's what was on the table. As an agent, that is my job. I cannot take stuff off the table. I have to, just like a lawyer, right? Hey, the state's saying, we're going to give you a deal. You can fight the case, or you can take this plea. I can't say, let's fight the case and leave the other 2 off. That's illegal. I have to present everything to you as a client. Ricky Williams made that decision to say, I want the incentive-based contract, right, because I want to prove myself, turning out to be the work. Now, if he would have done it, again, it's like going on for 4th and 1, you kick a field goal or go for the touchdown, you're a genius or an idiot. But it ended up being bad. So I just want to clarify that. So if you did not, anybody in the chat, right, it's not to put Bergie, my boy, but I was the same way. I used to say, man, dog, Master P, you making it look bad, bro. But to respect Master P on this was he never spoke about it. And that actually crushed his sports management business. Yeah. And he never came out and said, well, look here, I did Ricky Williams like this, and he to keep it alive. As a man, he said, you know what? I'm going to bite that bullet, dog. And he let it go, and he started selling rap snacks. So my thing is, he going to have a rap snack machine on Tennessee State campus selling them noodles and all that.
He could on our campus, he could sell the no limit chips, whatever he want to sell on our campus. We with him. We went Hershey and for Bergie, I love Bergie, but listen, that's like blaming Master P for Ricky Williams being in that wedding dress.
Yeah. But you gotta say it the way he said it though, man. Shannon Sharp was like, if you had a real agent, then they wouldn't let you take that deal. And Ricky Williams was like, no. He told me not to take the deal. He said he told me not to take the deal.
Master P told him, don't take that deal.
Yeah.
And he said, no, I want to prove myself.
Right.
But anyhow, let's push this thing forward real quick. Let me get this thing rolling, man. Hurricane Millie in the building with the $4.99. Master P finna come out with no limit football cleats. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, that boy finna be loose right now. And South Alabama Kane again with the $5. Appreciate you. Says, what about the money that Clinton Portis, Edgerrin James, and Frank Gore would have made when running backs were valuable? I'm trying to tell you, man, it's so much money that's left out there on the table. And I'm gonna pose a question to all you guys here. We 110 in the chat. We're gonna take it about 1:30 and we out of here. Let me ask you this real quick. We got a lot going on. Let me see here. Yeah. We out of here in a second anyway, V. But let me ask you this question, because this question was posed between Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp as well. Of all time, who do you think would have been the most gross earning athlete of all time? I'm gonna start off with you, X, since you're at the bottom.
The most earning athlete of all time. In any
When
type
it comes
of sport?
to this deal, the NIL, yes. This NIL.
Man, we all know the answer to that.
It's two answers. It's only two right answers.
No, I need one answer from you. You only get one.
Tim Tebow.
They're like, who bigger, Tupac or Biggie? You can only tell me one, dog.
I guess I would say Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow, okay. Streeter.
That would I can say the same thing he said.
Tim Tebow. Go ahead. V12.
Man, fellas, do y'all recognize how cold, ice cold, like 3,000 say, 3 stacks say, Reggie Bush? Y'all forgot about Drake? Reggie Bush, dog, hands.
But let's be honest.
I got one. Hold on. Y'all didn't let me answer. Yes, sir. 86.3 Kane. That boy right there, Johnny. Listen, and it's funny. Before I even saw the show, before I saw Shannon Sharp's show, I said that before I answered the question, right? I said Johnny Football. And I'm gonna let y'all speak on it. X, you gave your first answer, and T. Everybody gave a different. Did you give a different answer? Street, what you said? Tebow too?
I was gonna say Johnny myself. I said Tebow. Either one of them. Either one of the white guys.
It can't be either one. It got to be one or the other. Who you going with?
I think it would have been Tebow, and I'll tell you why.
Right, Tebow. Okay, go ahead. X, talk to me.
I mean, with Tebow, he was high prioritized coming out of high school. He's going to the University of Florida, a major brand. This is a major brand. As you see, they say he won 2 national championships as a quarterback. He didn't. He barely played his freshman year. Chris Leak won that championship, but they credited to who?
Tebow.
Who the Gators say their greatest player is? They don't say Emmitt Smith. They don't say Javon Curse. They don't say what's the running back who's on the show with they don't say that. They say Tim Tebow.
I agree with you.
Even to this day, right now, is still a marketing. He's a marketing entity. You could go market Tim Tebow right now. And I mean, it's just simple. You know what I'm saying? He's the godfriend, man. He's going. Remember, he went out to the other country and did something for the kids.
Philippines, yeah, a missionary.
Yeah, he's everything that America wants in a football player.
All right, V12, because I know you got to run, man. That boy in Costa Rica. So go ahead, give me your answer, and I'm gonna let you ride, baby.
Bro, I mean, I'm not disputing what X is saying. But if you guys can put yourself in that 2-3 year span of the Reggie Bush show, dog. Now Tebow was national, but he was somewhat regional in a sense. Reggie Bush, it was almost like Mayweather. People on the East Coast, we had to stay up to watch this man play. This man was a wrecking ball. Not only was he a great athlete, but he was humble. I mean, he ran the gamut. So I'm gonna say he won the Heisman. He set all the records. We know how USC is to college football. And
Hollywood.
I think he owns all the he had all the records there at USC. So for me, I mean, I'm not a real USC fan, but I got to give him credit where he's due. Reggie Bush, now his NFL career was hand by and large, but Reggie Bush, even now, he on the sports channels, and you can still market Reggie Bush. What messed him up, what dampened his life was that they took it from him, and that kind of messed him up going down the line. But now they say that he wanted his stuff back. He may get his stuff back.
Yeah, he deserved it. He deserved
it back. Yeah.
All right, well, you let me know if you got a ride. We're gonna finish out this segment. Streeter, talk to me.
Yeah.
Bro, listen, I'm gonna break it down like this. I say Tim Tebow or Johnny Manziel because we're talking about corporate America giving money to something to represent their company. And what we don't get in. De'Aaron King is a great young man. You know what I'm saying? Your image has to be clean. Tim Tebow's image was squeaky clean, right? So if he had to pick a black guy, it could have been Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about corporate America giving money to somebody to represent their company, and we always know what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? We already know what that looks like.
Okay. So, all right, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why I would say Tebow or Manziel, but Manziel had that bad boy image.
Yeah, he had a couple issues.
Yeah, Manziel had that bad boy image. I'm not saying Tim Tebow was the baddest man in college football because we talk about Bo Jackson, we talk about Deion Sanders. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the corporate America had to give money to somebody, and they had to pick one. It was gonna be Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow. He was squeaky clean.
Hold on. So let me say my part. And I said Johnny Manziel because of the hype. But I got to give Uncle Shay some props on what this one line he said. Because Skip said Tim Tebow also. Tim Tebow, yes, I can agree. But the thing is, he ain't doing showman stuff. He not doing the kind of stuff that the whole money. This man trademarked his own name, Johnny Football. Just think about that. Just think about what's happening here. And he was playing at let's be honest, Texas A&M wasn't a powerhouse when it comes to football at that point. He turned that program around, right? Florida always been known. Texas A&M wasn't like that. They weren't. True. Oh, and the stuff that he was doing, imagine a marketing agent watching this dude flipping around, jumping up and down, going down, about to fall down, but still find a dude open. You gonna tell me they couldn't make a commercial out of that? Hell, if OJ could run through the airport, bro. I'm just talking about from a marketing standpoint with that, not the player, but the player and his marketability.
I think he did too much off the field. Remember he used to get in trouble?
Yeah, but he got in trouble as he got into the league more, right?
No. He got in trouble at Texas A&M. Remember, he was one of the ones who went to go sign autographs.
Yeah. He was
trying to get him in trouble.
Let's be real. Hold on. But I don't call that trouble. I call that.
That's not trouble.
Illegal. But what I'm trying to say is, yes, he went and signed or whatever the case may be. But what I'm trying to say, think about that. His right there, him breaking the rules is exactly what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah. This dude signed a jersey. How much did he make off that signing?
He said how much?
It was
30,000. He said, I think.
And that was off a few. It was a six figure. It was 6-figure numbers. They were saying.
So think about it. Imagine if it could have been wide open for real.
He was already thinking like that. He was already thinking.
Yeah, you got to go. Yeah, go ahead, V. Hey man.
Hey, Streeter X, it was my pleasure, dog. Hey man. Hey, when it's chopping up again, I always love to be on with you guys. Hey, Coach, I'm about to hit back this pool again. I got to run. Hey, great show, Coach, man. Keep up the great work. Hey, maybe 15K. Hey, subscribers, I may put on some scuba gear or some snorkeling, man. Hey, listen, I don't know. I may put my snorkels on, y'all. Hey, give my dog the 15K. I may put some snorkel gear on.
Real quick, before you go, okay. I had to say this. I meant to say this to the chat. I hate to break the conversation. I think I got to look at it. We're about 1,000 views away from 1 million, y'all.
From a what?
So we are about 1,000 views away from 1 million views on this channel since we opened this thing.
Wow.
So I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. But we're gonna get back.
Hey, holler at me, Coach. Y'all be safe. Hey, happy 4th, man.
Be easy. Have some fun over there.
Everybody know how y'all do y'all thing. If y'all do, if y'all don't, Y'all take care. Y'all be safe down in Miami and in Florida, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
All day. Love you, man. All right. So here we go. So back to what I was saying, bro. You look at his marketability, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if Joe Burrow would have had 2 years, I would have said Joe Burrow because he came from nowhere.
I mean, I'm just saying, you just got to look at the fact that Tebow, when Tebow came out of high school, the nation was already they was already warned that Tebow was going to be this player. You know what I'm saying? Once he got on the field, he did what he did. Now,
but is he marketable? Hold on, Egg, not to cut you off, but it's not. I get the playing piece, but back to what we were talking about, building your brand outside of the white lines. Tim Tebow, not to knock anything, he's solemn, he's quiet. Even on the show, when he try to make a joke, it's corny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being honest. When you looked at him, when you looked at Johnny Manziel, you look at them, Deion Sanders with the big time personalities. Bro, Aaron Rodgers and them are corny on them doggone State Farm commercials. But you go look at a Baker Mayfield, this dude out there, the whole brand is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that like Streeter explained earlier, you know what I'm saying? You got corporate America. Corporate America is going to entrust their money with somebody they can trust.
Yeah. I think what he had on his side, what you missing is he had the world on his side. You ask people who's the greatest college football player, and sometimes they be about to say Tim Tebow. Like, he had the media, he had the world on his side. He didn't have to be that personality because he had so many people on his side. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like he was bigger. Bro, like, listen, man, you don't even know who Chris Leak is. Like, we don't even remember who he is. Like, that's not who Chris Leak is, and they don't even remember.
But I'm with y'all, but you have to understand this too about marketing. Their job is to hit now, not the long game. Marketing is to do what? Hit right now while it's hot. Who's the hot name? Yes, Tebow, but I'm telling you, dog, these companies do not care because you know what they do? They will simply dismiss themselves and erase themselves. How much money can we make off this dude right now? He go out there and do something stupid. Hey man, we pulling away from him, but they made so much money off this dude in that game span, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
What black dude would have been the one? See, because I didn't pick the black dudes is because I just know how corporate America work. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this. I have to say Deion because of his personality.
Yeah,
he's an outgoing guy. He speaks because here's my thing about Tebow. Even now, what is he branding? Even now, with the squeaky clean image, with all this stuff going on.
Oh, Tebow still got sponsorship deals, man. It might not be as glamorous as, you know what I'm saying, the other stuff that's going on, but he's there. Like, he's still going to get his deals because he's still Tim Tebow. Like, even he went and got married, like, that was all over the news. Like, why is that news that Tim Tebow getting married? You know what I'm saying?
Well, because he is a polarizing guy.
Yeah.
But we're talking about everybody's not marketable. Everybody can be talked about, but that don't mean you're marketable, right? And that's the difference.
True.
You know, everybody can, you know, you can come up with anything, but does that mean you're a marketable person? You know what I mean? It's like anything else. And I just think that, bro, Johnny Manziel, like he say, this dude hanging out with Drake. This dude, like, bro, like, I'm just saying, like, come on, bro.
I think that's more of the urban hip hop side of it, saying, yeah, Johnny, yeah, you hanging out with them type of players. You know what I'm saying? Tim Tebow don't care about hanging out with them type of players. Tim Tebow, like, man, I'm good. Like, they supposed to hang out with me, if anything. But the one thing I could take back with Tim Tebow, I can remember, I think it's sophomore year in college. The game, they lose, and then he tells everybody, man, we're not going to lose another game no more. Then they go on to win the national championship. Then the other game, he had on the red paint on his face, and everybody thought he was what you call it, the fighter from the movie. And I was like, man, this guy really.
What you say with Mel Gibson, man?
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
Braveheart.
Like, yeah, Braveheart. And everybody was like, oh, this guy really got that type of heart. And I was like, and I hated the Gators. And I was like, dang.
Bro, it's crazy. Guess what? This crazy. I got the book right here.
See what I'm saying?
I got the book because I was that interested in him as a player. I'm just being honest with you. As a player, I hate the Gators, but I was interested in him as an individual because I thought he had a great story. But that don't mean I'm finna go buy some rap snacks from him because he eating rap snacks. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not.
What you find out about him?
Can I be honest with you? I ain't get past page 3. That job was so boring. Being honest, because everything they talk about is in the book, actually. And but anyhow, I just want to say that piece, man. Real big shout out. Let me give a shout out to some people in here that gave some money, man. Real quick. I want to hold it. Alabama Kane again. He said Bo Jackson. I don't know, man. If Bo Jackson played today, probably, but I'm looking at if this rule had been in place at the time in which they played. Here's the problem with those things. The media outlets are not what they are today. That's the only issue. I'm not looking at if Bo Jackson or even, those guys played in today's era. I'm looking at it if this rule was in place from the time in which they played and so forth and so on. I don't know, bro. Somebody said Devin Hester. As great as Devin Hester was, he's a regional player, man. He's great.
What about one of the greatest nose ever, Peter Ward? Like, that was a major mark.
I think Peter Ward. You know what? There was an argument, not an argument, but me and Boosie, Stanford Samuels, who's coaching out of FAU now. I was up there at Florida State at a camp, and we had a whole discussion about who was the most dynamic Seminole. And I always said Dion, and he was like, bro, trust me. Peter Ward, dog, I can't even say some of the stories that's on here, but bro, he said, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. In my life, dog, with Peter Ward. But I'm going to say this about Johnny Manziel that made sense. Even though Tim Tebow said that, but guess what? Johnny Manziel, the underdog, takes down the almighty Alabama. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Like, you strike while the iron hot, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can see some dude marketing him, and they got to kind of look like a doggone lookalike, a Nick Saban kind of showing half a picture, and he just got defeated. Like, I'm just saying, I can see the whole marketing scheme right now for that cat, dog. Like,
I just think he was too dirty off the field. I think he wasn't clean enough.
He said Peter Ward would have got a Dillon sponsorship. Yeah, he did. Him and Lavernius Coles, they got
a Dillon. Already had a Dillon sponsorship.
Yeah.
They had a 5-finger discount.
No, the Rocket Ishmael probably. He was one of the most famous players. You know what I'm saying? It's
but not the most money. He may have made the most at Notre Dame, but not the most. I'm talking about of all time.
I think some of this stuff comes from like the names they give these players, like what the media gives them, and the media makes them larger than they are. They made Tebow larger than what he was. Go check Tebow roster, bro. Man, Tebow roster was out of this world.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Listen, we had this conversation, and I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna wrap this up because we're right at 128. Listen, somebody say Charlie Ward. Yeah, that's cool too.
Oh yeah.
I don't take anything away from Tim Tebow, regardless of roster. That's anybody, bro. That's anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. Leaders, and that's exactly what he is. A leader makes the people around him better, just like De'Aaron King. Bro, yeah, he may have had all the talent, but I guarantee he made them cats better. And I know I might get in something for this, but that's why Peyton Manning don't win as much, because he's not a leader. He's a winner. He's not a leader. He didn't make his team better. You're going to tell me Peyton Manning got one, went to one, lost one, got one. And you had all them weapons around. He had all them weapons. Think about it. You got EJ. You got Marvin Harrison, Dallas Clark. You got all these weapons around you. Come on now. So is it about weapons all the time? And you can't tell me Peyton Manning ain't a better quarterback than doggone Tim Tebow, is it? Yeah, he is.
I mean, but the NFL is a lot different from.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is, no, it doesn't matter. Because listen, Eggs, I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't matter. Because if that's the case, why do you see the same guys going? Leadership takes you over the hump. Winners take you to the hump. Why you think you see Tom Brady? I'm telling you, he does it with less. Why does he do it with less? And now he's proved it that he's done it with 2 different teams, 2 different schemes, 2 different people. So you think Gronkowski is the reason they won because he brought Gronkowski from the Patriots?
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Tom Brady. Obviously, that's a different topic right there because he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Joe Montana, Steve Young. I'm just talking about how these guys kept going back to back to back to back. You think Steve Young was a better quarterback than Peyton Manning?
No. I don't.
Why is he no? You think Joe Montana was a better quarterback than Peyton Manning?
Oh man, that's me personally, man. I think Joe Montana was one of the greatest of all time, but he was one of the greatest with his coach.
You think Troy Aikman was a better quarterback than Peyton Manning?
No, definitely not. And I'm a Cowboy fan, so no.
And that's my point. So why are they continuously going? He went once.
I mean, but it's a team.
Stop right there. Y'all just prove. I was waiting for you to say that. It's a team, so you can't blame Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow had all these people because it's a team effort. That proves my point right there.
You know why I always say that? I once met a dude in a rental car.
Another one
that was inside the team when they were making that run, and he told me some things, and I had never looked at it that way. You know what I'm saying? And he told me that Cam Newton was way better than Tim Tebow. Well, he told me a lot about the team. That's why I always say that, because I had never thought about it. I had never thought about it like, man, he was surrounded by and they never get the credit. He get all the credit. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I always bring that up. I got that story from somebody. Yeah. But you're right. I mean, I say the same thing all the time. It's not Alabama quarterback's fault they play on a great team. I mean, it ain't it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Yeah.
It's not their fault. I mean, bro, but the thing is, you still got to get the ball to them. You still got to do this. You know what I mean? All those different things play a factor. Because here's the deal. I don't think the Gators would have been as good without him.
You don't think so?
They needed him. They needed his leadership. Like you said, yeah, they needed his leadership. He was there to keep the team together because there was a lot that you started to see years later. It was a lot that was going on with that team.
Yeah, and bro, I'm gonna tell you kind of leadership he had. I remember guys telling me stories that, people would try and go after Tim Tebow, not physically sometimes, but not physically, like, just whatever. And players would rally around him. Like, nah, that ain't going down like that, right? It ain't going down. It ain't going down.
He had to be some type of special leadership. He was rooming with a killer. Like he was a roommate with a killer. You gotta be some type of leadership.
And I'm gonna say my last part about Johnny Manziel. The dude beats Alabama and got to get a police escort to class, dog. He got to get a police escort that stands outside the door. When he out of class, they got to give him police escort back to. Come on, dog. If that ain't marketing goal, and I'm gonna say this: a lot of people are throwing a lot of great names out here, but great names don't mean you're marketable. Look at the NFL. How many of these great players don't have any marketing ability? They're not on any commercial. If they are marketing, they marketing, very regional, local things. They're not national marketing. I'm talking about the highest player, right? I don't know, bro. I don't know. That Johnny M, boy. I'm Johnny Football. He doing like this. Come on, baby.
But you know what? The thing why I say I wouldn't say Johnny Manziel is because fast forward years later, you get the Baker Mayfield. It's almost like you get a deja vu with Baker Mayfield. So that's why I say we have yet to see another Tim Tebow. But we seen Johnny Manziel, we seen Baker Mayfield.
Well, because the game changed. Tim Tebow was on the end of the way offenses are played change. He was on the end of that transition. You'll see it again in about 20 years. You'll see it again.
I mean, hopefully.
Football gonna come right back around in a circle, man. But anyway, Streeter, you over there trading Bitcoin, man?
No, trading no Bitcoin.
hey, man, what my $12.80 doing?
The X just say Manziel was that Oklahoma quarterback was Johnny Manziel. Did you X just say that?
Yeah, I mean,
X been drinking it early, man. X been hitting that hand, man.
So we not gonna act like Baker Mayfield was it Johnny? He didn't.
Baker Mayfield was not Johnny Manziel. Fool. Johnny Manziel was an alien. You remember Johnny Manziel running that rock?
I remember Johnny Manziel, but
bro,
we still acting like Baker
Mayfield in circles. It was similar, but similar don't mean the same. They were very similar, but it ain't the same.
Mayfield actually got arrested.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro, it is what it is, man. But listen, I appreciate y'all guys coming on, man. It's early enough. It ain't dark outside. If you guys are in the storm, I heard there's a storm coming down that way, man. You guys be careful, man. Go in and shoot your firework. Please, if you have guns, don't shoot them in the air. Shoot them into the ground. Bullets come down. They go up. As fast as they go up, they come down.
Come down. Hey, Coach Hayes, man, you know, we just dropped the top 10 South Florida high schools today. Immediately, I got a phone call from a homeboy who go to a certain school, and I was like, man, how do you? I just dropped. He like, man, you know, I followed it. I'm like, oh man, I'm ready to to see what he finna talk about. But
man, the rankings be crazy, man.
We dropped it
in the comment section. Man, you so biased, man. That's why the kids don't like you now. Man, them rankings drive people crazy, man.
Man, it is. Oh man.
So what happened? Who's number one on y'all list? Who's number one on y'all list?
Central.
Who's number one and who's number 10?
Miami Central was number one. Miami Central number one, American Heritage 2, and St. Thomas.
Deerfield was 10.
You could go either or with them three. And then well, Deerfield was number 10, right? Yeah, Deerfield was 10.
Now this is ranked on the upcoming year. That what y'all ranked it on?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
I think American Heritage is the number one team. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all didn't say IMG. IMG ain't number one.
It was just South Florida.
They not in South Florida.
We did this South Florida. Of course IMG not even number one in the nation. I don't know why they keep playing with it.
I had to hit you. I'll be wanting to press these buttons so bad. But listen, man, the funny thing you say that, right? Like, what I don't understand is these national rankings. Like, they're high school national champion. Ain't no playoff system. Like, I don't get that. I don't understand. I guess it's just ranking. I guess it's like the old school college AP poll and coaches poll stuff to see who
you got on your team. Did you win last year? You got how many recruits you got going to D1? That's it. Oh, well, they got 20 recruits going to D1. They ranked in the top 10. Stuff like that. It's that's, but you know,
somebody said Cam Newton. What y'all think about Cam Newton at the time?
Oh man, yeah, Cam Daddy would have definitely got that bag.
I just think Cam wouldn't have
definitely.
No, listen, we're talking about name, image, and likeness. Cam was at Auburn. Why was Cam at Auburn?
A boy snatching laptops out of the room.
That's what they said. You know what I'm saying?
His dad told him, look, the first time I let y'all get me. This time y'all finna pay. I'm gonna pay.
What was it? Was it Ole Miss or Mississippi State?
Ole Miss, yeah, it was Ole Miss. Y'all finna pay. Y'all want my son? Y'all gonna pay.
Hey, that boy Andre say Cam Newton should have got a laptop sponsor. Y'all too funny, man. He should have got sponsored by Dell or HP. But anyway, man, we already 138 in here, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all, guys. Tomorrow, I may do this, a commitment. Somebody said on my channel, and I have to say this, guys, not to be funny, but man, my Hurricanes, y'all give me much love. Somebody like, I thought this was a high school channel about football, blah, blah, blah. And this is just a Miami Hurricane channel. Technically, it's not. It's a football channel. I got a Hurricane show on here, and my Canes always show love. So I told them that, man. So you can eat that. You understand?
Same issue with us. They be like, oh man, I thought y'all only talk about Hurricanes. Like, nah, we
talk about anything.
We talk about South Florida kids.
We just started talking about the Hurricanes.
And the funny thing is, them Canes show love, man. Them Canes show love all the time. You know what I mean? Y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Anything else y'all boys got to say?
No, that's it, man. Y'all come like us on come follow Caneville 305 Instagram and follow us on Twitter, TikTok, everywhere, bro. That's about it.
All right, y'all catch that morning breath show in the afternoon at 5:00. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all catch that morning breath drive at 5.
The people that watch the recorded version, they think it come on in the morning, fool. I'm just gonna start putting some orange juice and some egos on it.
Y'all catch that morning brush show that drive at 5, dog. My man, boy, I love it. But anyway, also do me a favor, Street. Point to your left. Point to your left like this. Right there. Right there. Right there. I sponsor for the night, man. I Mr. Alex Tabio, man, certified home loan. Check him out. Trust me. 305-205-1697 for anything dealing with homes, whether it's loans, mortgages, refinancing, VA loans, FHA, hooking. Trust me, y'all. I'm in my crib now. I got lights. No more green screen because of this dude, man. Other than that, also big shout out to Solo D. And fellas, we out of here, man. It's light enough. Be safe with the fireworks. Y'all stay tuned. I may have another commitment watch tomorrow, and I'm going to holler at y'all boys.
All right.
As always, go Kings!
Over here. Get some canes over here. We got some canes over here. There go some canes over
Relax
here.
and take notes while I step in. Ain't no question. I've been repping. See my squad ballin', that's a blessing. I'm texting with my homies from that West End Zone crew. Say they taking shots, told me right bites, we destroy your team. Make the world view our games like a horror scene. Stuff opponents in a can like Goya beans. I mean, representing for the team, let us hit it out. You can't get connected with us, shake your signal. Infamous with that swag, it's original. The copycats could copy that, but we go get some more. No gate, no Seminole. We let it stay, but in this state we is the general. Salute. Coral Gables around the world, we don't have a limit. We read our youth from the streets to the academics. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up. How we do our thing over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up. How we do our thing over here.
All we do, please, is the hurricane. You ain't got that work, you can't serve the canes. I know you been watching, we been hurting things. Where that crown at, homie, we them dirty canes. We gon' get that title, what that purdy ring. Gotta turn over chain for everything. Green and orange on my back, get a foreigners back. I'm scoring while you roaring like a lion getting shot. ¿Qué pasó, papi? Tú no puedes conmigo. Argentino de principio, huracán en mi equipo. Got the passion like Sebastian when I'm rapping, that's a fact. Got that 7-6 jersey for the legend, one sack, yeah.
Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up. How we do our thing over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up. How we do our thing over here.
We got some canes over here and we bought that. Solo D and them ballin' boys, yo, we got that. No good chillin' in the cut, hard rock pack. And if you hating on them canes, better stack. It's the state of the MIA. The U is back, what them haters gotta say. Them hurricanes, we be ballin' all day. Turn over chain, got the people going crazy.
Now whoop whoop, it's the sound, so you know who it is. They counting finals ballin' like the U up in here. Gold teeth, grillin', chillin', Solo D, what it is. We got the turn up chain, gang up in here. Cause it's a UM thing, orange and green is the gear. We coming to you HD, so it's crispy clear. Now put them U's in the sky, don't stand and chill, and let them know if they don't know we got some canes up in here.
Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up. How we do our thing over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up. How we do our thing over here.
Canes, we be ballin' all day. Canes, we be ballin' all day. Canes, we be ballin' all day. Them hurricanes, we be ballin' all day.
Who that?
So low, so low, so low, so low, so low.